watching the first podcast from Positive Outlook.
You just told me it was empty.
Okay.
That are, positively. There's so many.
But other than that, happy Monday.
Happy Monday.
And I hope you guys have an awesome week. We'll see you later.
Bye.
Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Gabe.
It's Caleb.
And you guys are watching the 19th episode of the Positive Outlook podcast. I hope you guys are having an awesome Monday. You guys are going to have a great week. I want to start this off, though. Caleb, what are we talking about today?
Today we're talking about 5 ways to become a more positive person.
Okay. Well, is positivity a big thing in your life?
Positivity is kind of a big deal.
It's code I live by.
It's not like we made a podcast or anything.
Yeah, no. So as you guys know, that's the encompass of this entire podcast, and we were kind of thinking, we haven't made an episode about how to be positive.
And our last 2 episodes were kind of Debbie Downer episodes, so we thought, what better way to pick up that energy than to bring forth some super positive energy?
Yeah, because our last episode was about stress, so it was kind of hard to attack that with good high energy. It was a more serious episode. So I guess I kind of want to start with this one with a good way. So we're going to talk about 5 steps to become a more positive person. So the first step is, surround yourself with positive people. And what does that mean, Caleb?
What do you mean if you surround yourself with more positive people?
What do you mean? What do I mean?
It was supposed to be sarcasm, but it
Okay, I was
didn't
gonna
sound
say,
quite
that's
sarcastic.
self-explanatory, bro.
No, we made an episode on it, the whole environment thing.
Yep.
And that's huge. That's a huge piece of who you are, is who you put yourself around, what you deal with day to day. Everything counts. You're just kind of a montage of what your environment is.
Yeah, I mentioned this in the Living is Giving, or Giving is Living episode, that we as human beings, our emotions and how we treat other people, we're kind of like sponges.
Mm-hmm.
How we are treated, how we feel emotions should be dispersed, we do so accordingly. So when you're hanging out with negative people and that just becomes a way of life, that's how you develop personal attributes with other people. That's how you show it off. And so it's really important to have those positive people in your life because they teach you how to be caring, loving, and how to have a more positive mindset.
Well, think about it. When you put on even just a happy song, how do you react to that just right off the bat?
Yeah, I mean, you get moving and the head's bobbing and you're just like, all right, it's going to be a good song.
So it's going to be the same exact thing if you surround yourself with positive people. I've had amazing coworkers over the years.
Yeah.
And there are those people that come into work and they just give off that positive energy.
Yeah.
And you just instantly are more hyped for the day.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's the best thing working with these people.
And I just wanted to say a little sad tangent here. Caleb's going away to college. And so we can tie this in. How are you going to find those positive people to associate with?
Well, it's always hard making first impressions because, your mind always makes those first impressions.
Yeah.
But, just I'm going to note what people are like day to day.
Yeah.
I was okay at doing that in high school, not quite as experienced. But there's definitely, signs. How are they reacting to their workload? What are they doing in their off time?
Yeah.
All those kind of things. It can be tough. I mean, there's people that will hide in the grass.
Yeah.
And you'll be like, oh, hey, this is a positive dude. And then all of a sudden, bam.
Yeah, right. Absolutely. So you have to be able to identify the more positive people in your life. And as time goes on, it is easier to identify that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just a way to kind of judge it is, feel your quote unquote energy when you're with that person.
Yep.
If it's more upbeat, like when Caleb and I first met, this is a great point. Surround yourself with positive people. When Caleb and I first met, every time we hung out, it was high energy.
Mm-hmm.
We were always talking about good things.
Goofing around.
Yeah, progressive things. And, there were a couple friends where I hung out with them and my energy was low and I just was kind of slumped and didn't feel motivated or feel like having fun.
Right.
And so it's one of those things that even just your energy can tell.
And if you can feel that you can be genuine around somebody, when you have to wear a mask or filter what you're saying because you're scared of judgment or something like that, that's probably not the positive person you should look for to surround yourself with.
Right. Yeah. All right. So, step 2, practice gratitude.
Gratitude.
Being grateful for what you have in your life is so important.
Mm-hmm.
There are so many things that we have. I mean, just because of our demographics, living
Yep.
in the United States, we are blessed with so many pleasures and privileges that other countries don't have. And that alone should be enough to keep a smile on your face.
And then when you start adding in more personal details, and this is obviously person to person, but the house you have, or just the things you have access to
Yeah.
daily.
Family status,
Mm-hmm.
finances. There are so many things, and it's so easy to focus on what you don't have.
Oh, so easy.
It's so easy to focus on things that you wish you had, that other people have and you don't. And it's you have I can promise you everybody out there has their own thing that
Mhm.
separates them from the other person.
Right.
That somebody else is dying that they were in their position to have.
You don't have everything you want.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
nobody.
And that's the thing is, I don't like this. So this isn't a conceited statement I'm gonna say.
Okay.
It's someone else would die to be in my shoes right now.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's because of the job I have, the place I live, something as little as my awesome hair, just something like that. It's like, be grateful for the little things that you have in life.
Absolutely. When you're busy being grateful, you have no time to feel so much stress and
Yeah.
all these emotions that set your balance off, which kind of goes with our last episode a little bit.
Yeah.
But
absolutely.
just stay busy being grateful. Self-affirmations, the first one I say every single morning is that I'm thankful for all the opportunity around me, because it's endless for anybody.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's a real eye opener. If you sit down, grab a pen and a pencil, not a pen and a pencil, pen and paper, and just sit there and write out everything that you have in your life. And then just, write down everything that you have, and then do a little sub note why you're grateful for it. You will be there all day.
And that's not saying you guys can want, of course.
Yeah,
Everybody wants something.
right.
But just make sure that you're grateful for what you have, or no matter what you fill your gap of want with, you'll never be grateful.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, moving on to number 3. This one is probably my favorite. It is do nice things for people. It is doing an act of service to make someone else smile is one of the things that lights me up inside. That makes my heart happy. That makes me feel fulfilled. Even if it's something, as little as having a conversation that, someone's got an off day going on, and you have a conversation with them to either get their mindset changed a little bit, or it's something as easy as holding a door open for somebody that they have, their hands are full. It is just those little things that add up throughout the day.
Have you ever done any nice things for people ever?
Yes, so I mentioned this in a different episode. I can't remember which one, but when I was in my slump in life, one thing I like to do, every time I would go out in public, I would give 3 different people a compliment.
Okay.
And I don't know if that's how I associated doing nice things for people with happiness, but it got me out of my comfort zone.
Mm-hmm.
It allowed me to communicate with people. It allowed me to get out of my own bad headspace. And so I would give someone a compliment. And then it leads to a 5-10 minute conversation, and you end up realizing that they were having a rough day,
Mm-hmm.
and that you made their day. And we did the episode Giving is Living.
Giving is living.
that almost
Episode
goes-
8.
Episode 8. That goes almost perfectly with this. We went out and we paid for people's meals,
Mm-hmm.
and just something like that, man. We had a great day.
And I mean, we did more off camera. Like, we went through the drive-through. We just didn't think it was really necessary to film that.
Yeah.
But I mean, just that the lady that when I paid for her meal, her reaction, that was awesome.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Just like, what? Are you serious?
Just shocked and confused, and then like, oh my gosh.
Yeah. And so just understand not only your personal value, but the value you can give to others,
Mm-hmm.
and what you can provide for the world.
Absolutely.
Because it will fulfill you as a person. And so going into step 4, stop the negative self-talk. Negative self-talk is, it's detrimental. It can be crippling.
It can be the smallest voice.
Yeah, it can be just a cyclone. It can just go in a circle, and it's so hard to break. But it takes consistency.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't take one happy thought to break the circle.
Right.
It takes a lot of consistency and positivity to try to break it. But once you stop that negative self-talk and replace it with something positive and helpful, because it's not helpful. When you
Right.
talk yourself down, all it's doing is bringing you further and further down.
Mm-hmm.
But to a lot of people that's comfortable.
Right.
I know that was comfortable for me at one point. I
Yep.
felt safe. I felt like I had no expectations for myself,
Mm-hmm.
so I didn't have to push myself. But as soon as I switched to that positive side, life just got better. The quality of life just skyrocketed.
And when things start to really build up, I got some advice, and it sounds super corny.
Mm-hmm.
If it even felt a little corny doing it, but what you do is you write down all those negative thoughts. I don't know if you've ever heard of this.
Okay. Yeah.
And you write down all those negative thoughts and you leave it somewhere. Just that way, you write it down, you confront them, and then you never have to think of them again because you
Yeah.
left them in that place that you either threw them away. I think you said you're supposed to bury them.
Yeah.
Gabe's the one that told me about it, by the way.
Yeah.
But it really clears your mind.
Yeah. It's almost like a sense of closure.
Mm-hmm.
There's things that you remember from when you were young,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like I don't understand why this happened to me. I don't understand why I'm the one that went through it, but it happened,
Right.
and you can't do anything about that. It happened, and so transmuting it from your mind to the piece of paper is almost like I'm expelling it.
Yep.
I'm getting rid of it. I feel the feelings that are here. Let me write it down, and then I'm just gonna go out, and I mean, you can burn the paper, you can bury it, but leave it behind you.
Yep.
Understand that it happened, accept that it happened, but understand it's the past, and don't let your past define your future.
And the weight just lifts.
Yeah.
Just right up.
And going into the fifth and final step of becoming a more positive person is celebrate everything.
Everything.
Everything in your life either has a learning experience or a positive impact on your life. And though, I mean, that's redundant. Those are both the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Some things are just, harder to learn. But as you go on, even the little things. I woke up this morning, and I guess my house wasn't on fire. Let's go. That's awesome.
That's a dub.
Because that, happens to a lot of people.
Mhm.
I mean, very weird specific example, but it happens.
What are you trying to say? Did you burn someone's house down?
Don't look at me. Don't look at me. But, I woke up and my phone stayed on the charger all night. I have a full battery to go at the day with. Let's go. That's awesome. And so just celebrating everything. And, I mean, this kind of ties in with gratitude.
Yeah,
is,
absolutely.
Just celebrate what you have in your life and be thankful for it.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of like the story, The Three Laughing Monks. And I know Tony kind of has a story similar to that about a guy who was in a really bad place, and every single day he would make himself laugh. But the whole point is just you got to see that there's, a greater purpose than to just be miserable all the time.
Yeah. You have so much to provide to this world. Everybody has their purpose in this life. And I believe that. I believe that everybody here has their purpose. And we go through our struggles and we go through our drama and difficulties in life so that we can mold to the person we need to be when it's our time to find our purpose. Or if you already found your purpose, it's your time to go through all these hurdles and these currents that are trying to bring you down just so you can rise above them and become the person you need to be to fill that goal.
Do you believe in callings?
What do you explain a calling as?
Like, I don't want to say predetermined destination by any means, but do you think people have a calling, like
a natural flow
Yeah.
towards a certain
path?
Okay. I feel that I could understand that. There's been a lot of things in my life that I've tried and I said, you know what, this isn't for me. And then there's other things that I've tried and I said, this is something I would love to do for the rest of my life. And I mean, everybody has their unique personalities and their unique skills, which I believe could develop into a calling.
Gotcha.
But I know everybody has a purpose. And I mean, that's enough to have hope and faith in the future. All right. Well, do you have anything else you want to add to this?
Other than the fact that we mentioned it, when this is up, I'll be in school.
Yes.
Can't wait.
Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you. Gonna be a very busy guy here soon.
Yes. And
but podcast is still a priority.
yes,
Make sure you guys like and subscribe
absolutely.
because we love you guys.
Yes, we appreciate everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I hope you guys take these 5 steps into account, even if you just try them for a little bit. Feel the positive effects they can have on your life, and make sure to attack this week with some tenacity.
Even start with just one step.
Yeah.
No one has to start it all at once. You don't have to do everything. Just pick one that sounds good and see how it takes you throughout, I don't know, a week. Let's see how you do in a week.
Yeah. Just give it a try. Nothing bad can come from it other than you waste a week, which won't happen. You're going to be a more positive person. You'll be happier by the end of it. So Thank you guys so much for watching. And we'll see you next Monday.
All right. Make it a great week. Happy Monday.